Hey friends, welcome back to Kevara Farm. It's a very beautiful morning here at the farm, as you can see, and I always receive a lot of questions in the comment section, and I always ensure to answer most of the questions there and then. But as I was going through, I noticed there are so many questions which are not answered, so I picked some. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering some of the questions, some of your questions, so stick around. So about the Kevara t-shirt, we have Kevara t-shirts. This is the front, as you can see, and this is the behind. It's a very beautiful t-shirt. It has a very nice material, as you can see. And for the rest of this month, we are going to be winning these t-shirts. This is the month of October. We are going to be winning this t-shirts, and to be among the winners you have to be a subscriber, so please subscribe, and then you have to like the video and comment in the comment section. I'll be picking people who frequently comment on our videos, so please comment such that you can be among the lucky winners of this Kevara t-shirt. And in the comment section, I've put names of people who have a chance of winning this t-shirt. So please check in the comment section and you see if you're among the lucky people to win this t-shirt. So in our next video, I'll be announcing our first lucky winner of this t-shirt. Here is our first question. Please, what organic plant do you use in treating Newcastle? In one of my videos, I talked about how potent these organic materials are to our chicken. It was so clear that these organic materials, we use them to prevent diseases. So we use them as preventative measures. So I want to tell you that when your chicken gets this Newcastle, you have to run to the veterinary doctor and get treatment, get the antibiotics. One time I got an outbreak here at my farm of Newcastle, and I used aloe vera and ash plus the red pepper, because I realized for these birds to get Newcastle, it begins as cough. So I was like treating the cough. So I used the aloe vera, I mixed it with ash and then red pepper. Then it's what I gave my birds, and after some time my birds got fine. But please don't hesitate to go to the veterinary doctor and get treatment when your birds get sick of this Newcastle. And you're supposed to be vaccinating Newcastle each and every month. We always give Newcastle IB plus Newcastle plain. So if this month you give Newcastle IB, the next month you're supposed to give Newcastle plain. So if you do that, your birds are not supposed to be suffering from Newcastle. And then another question goes, what would have been the cause of reducing number of eggs laid by chicken? We have very many reasons why our birds reduce in production. First thing are the feeds. If you change in your feeds, you expect your birds to reduce on production. Or if the quality of the feeds that you're giving to the chicken is not good, just know that the birds are not going to lay eggs. And then another thing that could cause the birds to reduce is when they are sick. Automatically, when the birds get sick, they will automatically reduce on their percentages of production. And then another thing, if at all you are checking in the evening and then you find that the birds have not finished their feed, just know that the following day those birds are not going to lay as expected, the eggs which they've been laying, because they've not eaten, and an egg is produced when the birds have eaten food. Then another reason that may lead your birds to reduce in production is when they are stressed. And here the stress, I mean, maybe you've done some activity at the farm. For example, you have vaccinated your birds, and then you have carried out the stock taking, and then maybe also you've done some works around the farm which may cause noise and then these birds are going to get stressed, and when they get stressed, normally they reduce in production. And then also the rain, I've come to realize that when it rains also the birds tend to reduce in production, and maybe it's because of the noise. All that leads to reduction in production. And then another question goes, at what age do you give your chicken charcoal? Do you use the normal charcoal for cooking? All. I've received a lot of questions about people asking me about charcoal ever since I made a video about charcoal 9 months ago, and people are asking me at what stage do we normally start giving this charcoal to our birds. For me here at the farm, I normally give charcoal when the birds are 2 weeks, and that is when I start mixing my feeds here at the farm. And every time I'm mixing the feeds for these birds, I normally add in charcoal, the powder charcoal. But remember all the methods that we have talked about, ways on how we can administer this charcoal to the birds, through water, through feeds, and by just sprinkling it in the litter. All those methods, you can begin as early as 2 weeks. When your birds are 2 weeks. And then another question goes, how often do you clean your poultry house? Maybe this person meant how often I change my litter in the poultry house. But for cleaning, when the birds are still young, there is a stage whereby the birds are shedding off their feathers. So each and every morning we have to clean the chicken house by removing all those feathers. It is hard to remove all of them, but we normally clean every day to reduce on those feathers, because the birds can eat them and it can cause death, because there is some time whereby a bird died, a crop was full of feathers. So during that stage when the birds are still young, we normally clean all those feathers by removing them. And then after 2 days we have to go through our litter, having our rake, and then we turn the chicken litter, the litter that is down. And then after 3 months I remove the litter, because at that stage I believe it is old, so we remove the litter and replace with the fresh litter. So that is how often I can tell you that I clean my chicken house. And then another question goes, what causes delay in egg laying by the chickens? Egg laying by the chickens. So the birds, when you bring the birds at your farm, they are supposed to start laying at 18 weeks. And to some people who have done everything well, the birds can lay as early as 16 weeks. But then if you go into 20 weeks and then 22 weeks, just know that your birds have delayed laying, and normally it's as a result of how you have looked after your birds, and in most cases it is brought about by the feeding. So if you feed your birds well and of good quality feeds, your birds will start laying in time. But if you fidget around with feeds and trying to manipulate them in order to reduce on the cost, because normally at that time we are putting in money and we are not earning anything, so most farmers tend to manipulate the feeds. You will find that at the end of the day the birds will delay to lay the eggs. And then also if the quality of the feeds is not good, also the birds are not going to start laying in time. So make sure that when you bring a new flock at your farm, make sure that the quality of feeds is so good, and then also try to avoid the diseases which may attack the birds and cause the delay to start laying the eggs. And then another question goes, sister, can we use firewood charcoals? This person I think is asking about the charcoal. Yes, we can use the firewood charcoal, all the charcoal that you know, but it is preferred that we use the charcoal that is from the hardwood instead of the softwood. And then please, can you help me about chicken feeds you are making for these chicken? these days. Okay, I have videos that I made about the feeding formulas, but these days I've made some adjustments in my feeding formulas. So very soon I'll be updating you on the current formulas that I'm using here at Kevara Farm. So if you're the one who asked this question, please stay tuned. Very soon I'm going to be answering this question. And then this one is saying, please share us your feeding formulas. It's the same question as this one above. Very soon I'm going to be making videos about my current formulas which I'm using right now. Then another question goes, but how do you deworm? One of the things that we do on our farms monthly, we deworm and also give the Newcastle vaccine. So the dewormer, we always give it through water. You make sure that before the day that you're going to deworm, you make sure that that day your birds are going to take plain water, and then the following day you give the dewormer through water, and then there after 3 days you give the Newcastle vaccine. That is how we give that medicine and also the vaccine and also the Newcastle vaccine. But again, to make sure that your chicken are not infested with worms, please try to give organic materials. For example, the pawpaw and also the pawpaw seeds, they help in deworming. So before the day that you give the dewormer, please, you can as well give the organic materials, and just be sure that all the worms are out. Then you give the dewormer that we give monthly. And then another question goes, I have a question for you. For 2,000 birds, what should be the measurements for my penny? Please help a brother up. Thank you. So for every square meter, you're supposed to put 6 birds, and at maximum you put 8 birds. So if you're bringing 2,000 birds, you can just calculate accordingly. You will be able to get the measurements for your space. Please, if I may ask, is what on the floor in the bird's house is ashes, or what? Also, what is the meaning of the litter you mentioned while giving your points? I think this person means what we put down in the chicken house. She doesn't understand the word litter. In the chicken house, on the floor, we put a bedding whereby these birds will be playing from or sleeping at night. So you can put wood shavings, or you can put the coffee hussicks, or you can put the rice hussicks. All those can act as a bedding for this chicken, and that is the meaning of the word litter. So the word litter means a bedding whereby these chicken are going to be staying. Then another question goes, I just want you to help me with suppliers of chicks and feeds. So I don't know where this person is coming from, but if at all you're coming from my country, Uganda, you can reach out to me. I'll be able to give you the contacts of people who supply to me the chicks and as well as feeds. And then here is another question. I have a question, Mama. Are you a veterinary farmer? I'm not a veterinary doctor. I hope this person means a veterinary doctor. I'm not a veterinary doctor. I'm just a poultry farmer, and treating my birds, I know what I'm supposed to do every month, like vaccinating and deworming. And then from the research and also from experience, I'm able to prevent my birds from catching diseases. But I'm not a veterinary doctor. And then tell us more how you use pawpaw leaves for poultry. These pawpaw leaves, I've talked about them many times. They are so good to our birds. And how I use them, I only get juice from these pawpaw leaves, and then I administer to the birds. How? I make the juice from the pawpaw leaves and then keep putting in each and every drinker, and then the birds drink, and they will be able to get all the benefits of the pawpaw leaves. Please, can someone also use this charcoal on broiler chickens? Please, I want to know from Nigeria. Thank you. Yes, yes. This charcoal can be used in all the poultry birds that you know, all the breeds of poultry, broilers, croilers, saso, all. We can use this charcoal, and all those birds are going to get all the benefits of charcoal. When do you start giving charcoal? From what stage? I've answered this question. Like I've said, many people are asking this question. But please start giving this charcoal as soon as 2 weeks, whereby you start mixing the feeds for your birds from the time you stop using the pellets. And I hope here I'm clear. Please, at what stage or weeks? Please, at what stage or weeks should we deworm our birds? And how often? Thanks for all your teachings. I've talked about deworming. We are supposed to deworm our chicken each and every month. Deworming our birds, when the chicks are 12 weeks, we are supposed to start giving a dewormer. When the chicks are 12 weeks, we are supposed to deworm. And then after that, we are supposed to deworm our birds each and every month. Every month we deworm once, and then we can use the organic materials which also deworm our birds alongside this dewormer that is from the veterinary shops. I'm watching it from Tanzania. I would like to ask that. Chalk are of different types. Some are poisonous, which may bring effects to chicken. How can you be able to identify them before applying them to chicken? This person is talking about chalk, and I've not talked about chalk. I don't even know the benefits of chalk to poultry. Please, can we dry the pawpaw leaves? Yes, if you can dry them, it is okay. You dry them and then you mix in the feeds. It is also good because when it is mixed in the feeds, all the birds will be able to get on these pawpaw leaves. And then another question, good knowledge. Are you on other social media platforms like Facebook? Okay, I'm not on many social media platforms. Maybe I have a TikTok account and then also this YouTube channel. That is all. I don't have any other platforms of social media. Those are a few of the questions I've managed to write here and answer you. I normally answer most of your questions as soon as you ask in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching. If you're new on this channel, I'm called Lillian and this is Kevara Farm. Please don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel, like and share this knowledge with family and friends and all those farmers that you know. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Let me see you in the next video.